Hi, this is Eric Beyer of Old Vine, Texas, your premier Texas wine tasting room in DFW, featuring 100% Texas wineries from all over the state. We are located at 403 East Broad Street in Mansfield, Texas, inside of the Ancora Event Center. We have weekly tastings, charcuterie, pizza, plenty of wines by the glass, and live music. Our wine club brings you an extended taste of Texas and other great perks. You can visit our website at oldvinetexas.com to sign up for our newsletter, check our open hours, and see special events and classes and more. Or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Old Vine, Texas. We'll see you soon.
Welcome to We Know Texas Vino, the podcast where we shine spotlights on the people and the places shaping the Texas wine culture. I'm your host, Will, and today we're visiting a winery that truly lives up to his name, and that's Neighbors Place Winery. Today, in this episode, I have Pamela and Chuck Neighbors. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are y'all doing?
Good.
Tell me how nervous you are again.
I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous.
I had to call you all out on that because we've just been talking about this now for 20 minutes now. But we're here to talk about how they blend Texas winemaking and a strong sense of community, creating a space where neighbors become friends and every glass tells a story. We're going to explore the journey into how they got into crafting wines, how they're making their own winery, and making a destination for both locals and visitors. So whether you're a devoted Texas wine lover or discovering the Lone Star State has to offer, pour yourself a glass, sit back, and join us as we get to know the Neighbors Place Winery here on We Know Texas Vino. So, how are y'all doing today?
I'm still a little nervous.
I'm good. I'm ready to go.
I need more wine.
Well, I mean, we got a couple glasses in front of you. Well, since we're talking about that, we got to toast this right quick.
Yeah, let's toast.
I forgot about the toasting here. We got to get up in here. Cheers.
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 After you have your drink, tell everybody what you're drinking.
I'm having the Texas Tempranillo.
Okay.
I'm not having a Texas glass, but it's my Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
It gets a lot of scrutiny, but I like it.
Gets a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, she hates it. I love it. Some customers really like it. It's not a Texas grape, but I've been making it now for 3-4 years. It's a little different every single time, obviously. Small batch. This batch came out a little sweet, but I like it.
Okay. We'll definitely give that a shot later.
Okay.
And then, would you pour for me here?
So that is the Texas Cabernet Rosé, sparkling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little different. It's been very popular. Everybody's responded very well to that, including yourself.
I have
when you had it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
In Gainesville, when I saw that, I was like, okay, really? And then you poured it for me, and I'm like, okay, really?
I think it went like, hey, I'll have just a taste. And he's like, okay, you can fill my glass up.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, you know what? We were talking about wine competitions. I think you should enter this one.
We'll see.
Really, I think you should.
I think you should help me convince him because I've been trying.
We'll see.
Well, we'll figure something out. I got mind control.
Okay. I'll let you work on that.
Well, so Pamela and Chuck, y'all said y'all listen to the show. Y'all know everything about the show. Well, where did y'all start from? I mean, what did you do before you decided to do a winery? And let's just start from there. Let's see where we go.
I used to work for the state of Texas. I did 13 years with them. I was a supervisor and / mentor for various offices. And then COVID hit and I was unhappy. So we were out hanging out with our friends that are in the wine business. And we just kind of looked at each other and were like, maybe we should do this. But before all that, I was trying to convince him, let's just do a tortilla factory.
Yeah.
It's simple. I already know how to make them. I just need a machine to help me get it to the next level, right?
Okay.
He was not on board.
You know what? I'm going to say you should have let her do that because tortillas and wine go find.
Thank
Look at that.
you.
Look at that rhyme there. I just made a rhyme for y'all too.
Thank you.
Show over. We're done.
You know what? I even make good carnitas, some carne quesada.
I mean,
I even use Texas wine for that.
there you go.
You know,
See,
it's
he's
match
on
made
my
in heaven
side.
right now.
Finally, somebody is on my side.
She wanted to leave her job
I did.
so desperately, and she had watched me run my own company for the entire time we've been together. And she just idea after idea, and the tortilla factory came up, and I'm like, do you know how many tortillas you're going to have to make for us to pay the lot bill? That's a lot.
Do you know how many white people buy tortillas?
I mean, I've tried to convince him.
I mean, I just got through buying 24 fresh tortillas myself.
See?
I'm so glad you weren't around.
24, and at one time.
You know what? Follow your dreams. Get your tortillas. He's doing the wine. You do your tortillas.
How many did you say you bought?
24.
24, and that person made $4. So, if that.
No, I spent $12 on that whole thing.
No, I'm talking about profit. That was my point. Where I was like, the ROI on tortillas, not super high.
But tortillas pair well with wine.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can always cut them up, making chips out of them, and dip with your hummus.
Yes.
Here's your tortilla business partner right here. Sitting right across from you.
Done.
I don't want no part of it. So she wanted to do that, and I
did.
It was idea after idea, and we were out having wine one day, and everybody was having fun, and we were looking around, and it just was a wonderful feeling, and family and friends. And she said maybe we should, try to do this, and that's kind of where it began. Started talking about it, looking into it.
We were really under the influence.
A little bit of how hard could this be to
we say influence. Are we meaning we were drunk when you did this?
I wouldn't say drunk. I would just say
bottles in.
We were a little. Let me rephrase that. I was a little intoxicated because it doesn't take much for me to get intoxicated. I mean, he can drink whatever and it not faze him. But me, I'm 1-2 glasses in and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like this. We're having a good time.
That's where the idea was birthed.
Yes.
Okay. And we started, planning from there.
And when I'm a planner, I get an idea and I run with it. And I'm looking into it. I do all my due diligence on it. I want from point A to point E like that.
Well, you dropped the tortilla idea pretty fast.
Yes. Because he was on board. He told me, yes, I think it's a good idea. And so
I was looking for something economically stable when things are, I was looking at it from an investment standpoint. Like,
right.
When nobody spends money on anything, they'll still go, they'll splurge for some alcohol.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how I agreed, but I had no idea once we got into it, just what we were going to create as just the community aspect of it. I had no idea what we were going to create. And that's how we ended up where we are, really.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I've always been community involved, but this takes it to another level.
It does.
This brings in people that are strangers and now they're your friends. So it's emotional thinking about it and how you connect with different people and how you change their lives for the better. So
I tried to get her to call it Pam's Place.
No.
But I told her a story when I lived in Dallas for 10 years and I used to go to a bar called The Office, and we used and that's not uncommon. I think that has been used all over. Where you've been? I've been at The Office, and so it's like Neighbors Place. Where you've been? Oh, I've been at Neighbors Place. So she really liked that ring, and had no idea of what hold that would take in the community, opening up a place called Neighbors Place Winery, because people love it and they come. And they love to say it and they love to repeat it. And we hear stories all the time where people have used, that term.
Or they'll get a phone call. Where are you at? I'm at the Neighbors.
Oh, we hear it right in front of us.
That is great.
All the flavors.
Oh,
that is great.
Okay, I'll be right over.
Well, one thing I say about wine, and this is what I've learned in my wine journey, is that, you can go to a bar and you can drink beer and you can drink spirits and, and the music's turned up really, really loud. And people are yelling at each other, and next thing you know, sometimes you get into disagreements, and there's fights and all that kind. But when you come to the winery, the music's not turned up loud. you could actually talk to each other across the table and not have to yell. And sometimes you have people sitting right behind you and you're eavesdropping what they're talking about. And you're like, really? They went to such and such high school? I did too. And next thing you know, they become friends.
Right.
And then next thing you know, that just becomes a chain reaction. I've met many people who've come into the tasting room where I'm at that I asked what part of Texas they're from. And one of them said, Albany, Texas. And I was like,
where?
Albany.
Oh, never
It's north of Graham.
Okay.
And I was like, really? Are you from Albany? He goes, you don't know where Albany is? I said, yeah, it's north of Graham. I said, my grandmother and my great-grandmother and my aunt are buried up there. And he was like,
wow.
Are you serious? Like, yeah, I grew up in Breckenridge. We got sharing all these stories. We had a lot actually in common because we knew a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
And it's crazy but when you go to a bar, you don't do that.
No.
You don't find that.
You don't make that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun talking to people that come in from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the fun ones.
We got to experience that a little bit. We've got some different businessmen that are coming into town to do different things, but the first thing that really was the eclipse.
The eclipse.
We did an eclipse watch party, and
We were in the direct line of the eclipse here.
yeah, so full totality through here, and we had people
Switzerland, Netherlands.
Wow.
that just flew to DFW and drove north and ended up here. They didn't find us. They just drove up here and were looking around. And then I think Google or Facebook's they saw that we were having an eclipse watch party, and here they show up, which was fantastic.
Yes.
And a lot of them were like, "Yeah, we'll never forget this place. We'll definitely, if we're ever in the area again, we'll come back."
And see, and that is the key thing about every winery is making an experience where people can remember you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you walk in and you pour somebody a glass of wine and you walk away and you never talk to them, they don't get an experience.
Right.
And that's the important thing about doing this is making that experience.
Yep.
Okay, so y'all decided to open a winery.
Yes.
You decide to quit your day job.
I did.
And he says, "Nope, I'm not."
Right.
So
Well, when we first started doing this, we didn't think it was going to take both of us full time. It was more, this was going to be my full-time job. I was going to run it during the day, and he was going to do the background work, making the wine, and I was going to help with that. But then it's really a full-time job plus some for him and me. So
Yeah, I mean, I have major responsibilities with my other company, and I
still do.
I dedicate 40, 50 hours a week to that, and then the other 40, 50, 60 hours to this. So it's a toll. It's a toll.
Mm-hmm. It will.
But it's worth it.
It's worth every bit of it. So you've never made wine before in your life at all?
Dabbled here and there, you know.
Okay.
People are going to hear this and go, "Oh my God, he's a dabbler." But yeah, I mean, I wasn't raised around it. You know, like I mentioned earlier, neither one of us were raised around it. We didn't work in vineyards.
We didn't, but we traveled a lot. And when we traveled, we would experience all the different wineries. And we went to Rome, and that's really where I started getting my knowledge of wine. I think that's when you first, it was maybe a little bit before that. He introduced me to Pinot Grigio, which was an easy drinker. And then we went on a family friend trip with him to Rome, and then we just went to the different little areas. And we're foodies; we like to eat food, and we like to pair with the wine in there and stuff. So that's where the knowledge for me comes from initially, and then it's just kind of evolved.
I dabbled, left here in '94 and went to Dallas for college and kind of drank everything under the sun, but started, making a little bit here and there. Right. And I learned how to make it, and I had some knowledge and working ideas of it, but didn't really go full time into it until this, came into play. And like she said,
when he says dabble, it was more of like a home kit that you do at home. Those little bottles. There wasn't anything to the extent that what we're doing now, but
I understood the process and wished I'd had my own grapes and wished I had my own access to my own vineyard, but made do with what I could.
Right.
Got some working knowledge of it.
And that's all. Sometimes that's all it takes. Like I know a lot of people that just started making home kit wines, and the next thing you know, they're tired of doing that. They want to do it from let's just say farm to table.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so they found grapes, bought some grapes, crushed and destemmed them, pressed them, fermented them, put them in a bottle.
Yeah.
And that's where they get more of the knowledge. And I'm even one of those.
Well,
actually, I didn't use kits. I actually went straight for the jugular. I went straight for the grapes.
When the first time you do that, it's like, wow, okay, this is really cool. Pulling off the grape and crushing it and filtering it and making it. It's really cool.
Well, I think of the whole winemaking process. I think my most part that I hate the most, absolutely hate the most, because I'm a clean guy, and
I knew you were going with that.
The crushing and destemming, you're sitting there and that thing's crushing, destemming, and spitting stuff all over the place, and you're sitting there like, I have to clean this afterwards. I got to clean this machine. I got to clean this area right here, and you're, for me, I'm sitting in my driveway and I'm crushing about 400 pounds of Tempranillo, and I've got my bin sitting there filling up, and then I pull it all out and I'm like,
and if you wait too long, it gets sticky.
And then it's 10 o'clock at night, and my neighbors are asleep, and I can't pull out the pressure washer. Yeah. So I pull out the water hose, and I just kind of do a quick wash. I'm like, nope, I got to go ahead and just and then all of a sudden I plug in the electrical power washer and start spraying everything. And then my neighbor next door comes over and goes, hey, when are you going to be done? My kid's got to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've thought about this exact moment of this conversation. Our small fermentation area is probably the least desirable fermentation area that we really have I've got to work at it to keep it clean. I'm a neat guy. I'm a not sticky guy. I'm an organizational guy.
A little OCD.
And you remember MacGyver?
Uh-huh.
If MacGyver walked into my winemaking area, he would give me a high five.
Yes.
He would be impressed.
Oh my God,
so,
that's great.
It's we really have taped it together, and it works. And I learn and I change and I build and I move and I update, but. Yeah, it was never meant to be a fermentation area. And,
it's a work in progress.
It's a complete work in progress.
Yep.
And I have dreams of pouring a foundation and, making a little 60 by 40 shop and really doing things, even on a small scale compared to, people in California or something. But yeah, so I'm the same with you. I'm a neat guy.
Well, my production room is actually my guest bedroom. And during harvest, I tell my parents, I said, if y'all come to visit, you can't come visit this week. And they're like, wow. I said, I've got tanks fermenting in here, and you'll die.
Right.
I said, the CO2 levels are pretty high right now. So I have a little window that's cracked open, and I got it all vented out and all like that. And they're like, oh, okay. So they know usually around September, October, they can't come visit because that's fermentation time, you know? And so, but I've actually learned something smart about my tanks. Because when you're at home, you try to do things, and you got to maneuver tanks, and it's hard to move those tanks when they're full.
Oh,
furniture dollies is all I have to say.
Yeah.
Are a lifesaver. You go in there and you just put your tanks on that while they're empty, fill it up, and roll around where you need to. And I'm like, that has been a lifesaver.
So you leave it on the dolly?
Leave it on the dolly. Yep.
Okay.
That way you can just roll around. And now I've actually learned to keep my tanks, my stainless steel tanks, on furniture dollies too.
Okay.
Now the only bad thing about that is when you have to do a transfer and you use a gravity transfer, it doesn't work too well.
Right.
Because it's too low, and
Yeah, you need it higher.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah, we have high hopes of upgrading, and we go to other wineries and people we work with, and I stand around and I'm in awe. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe one day. But
have you ever been to William Chris's room? They actually them and Siboney both have staircases that walks to the top of the tanks.
Oh, nice.
And that's how you get into the tanks, is from the top.
Yeah, we're nowhere to that level.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, but that's so awesome that you're doing that. But that's just only one part of it here. So you get your fermentation going. What about tanks? What kind of tanks do you have?
Oh, I've got. I just started out with plastic. The German Spadell tanks.
Okay.
200
flex
liter
tanks?
and 300 liter.
Okay.
I've got some stainless steel that we used for a while, but I quickly found out that they were too big for the area that we're fermenting in.
Mm-hmm.
And so right here, mainly just the plastic tanks is what I'm using and just a few different homegrown methods, that people might question, but works for me.
What they don't see, they won't hurt them.
Right.
If they drink it and they like it, that's all that matters in the end, right?
Right.
It came out of a glass carboy or a plastic carboy.
Well, one lady came in and she really complimented our wine that it was so clean and crisp out of stainless steel. And
every now and then you have one of those customers you just can't resist, and I'm like, sorry, it was made in plastic. No, it wasn't. I was like, yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Those are the fun ones.
Yes.
Those are the fun ones.
We haven't had many. And
she apologized and she said it was still great and she still enjoyed it. But she was...
Not all of our wine's not made in plastic.
Right.
What she was drinking that day was. Cracked me up.
That's funny. So you started making wine from kids. You started doing... You finally decided to get deep into this. You decided to jump in heads first now into winemaking.
Yes.
So you had no prior knowledge, short of doing the kits. You had no training whatsoever. You never worked under any winemaker. You just had mentors telling you how to do
yes.
this.
Relentless reading and studying. When we got ready to
lots of text messages.
Open this place. We talked to a few people. Got referred over to Landon.
Mm-hmm.
Got a shout out to those guys, Jason and Bob. Got them on speed dial. Talked to them quite a bit. That's evolved into, we work with Texas Vine Country out of Brownfield, the Morelands. They've been tremendous. We worked with some friends out of Oklahoma too. That's what really got us started.
They're the ones that helped us with our fruit wines.
Crystal Creek Winery, Kevin and Crystal Staten. I grew up with Kevin and Kit.
Okay.
His older brother Kit is my age. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. We grew up together in Yuba, Oklahoma, right across the river, and their winery is the winery we were sitting at the day that we came up with this wonderful idea. So they really helped, show us how to do things, supplied us with a lot of things, and did some training. And I constantly called them and asked them questions. And that evolved into working with, getting some education from Landon. And then once we really met with Landon, we started meeting, all the close wineries in the area, and going here, going there, doing the festivals, and just asking questions left and right. And that's what really struck us, was like, this isn't as cutthroat of a business as we've always been used to, like in the telecom industry and IT world. I will cut somebody's knees out from under them and that's the way they would do me. That's the way it's always been.
Not in the wine industry.
Not in the wine industry. Everyone has been willing to work with everyone and help and, promote. And that is it's unbelievable feeling. It's wonderful.
Do you know who Rusty is over at Breaking Bud?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so when I did an episode with Rusty Malden over at Breaking Bud, he came up with a word for the Texas wine industry, and it's a great word: competition. Everybody cooperates with each other, but you're still in competition with each other.
Yes.
Everybody helps with each other, but you're still in competition.
Right.
Yes.
And that's the way Texas wine industry is.
I'm gonna have to remember that.
I think you referenced that in the podcast we were listening to the other day.
I reference it quite a bit because it's a great word.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's a really good word. And, I don't chastise California wineries or anything like that, but there's a podcast, and I listen to from California and stuff, and they're bashing all the wineries in California. And I'm like, why are you bashing your own industry there? You
right.
know? Y'all obviously y'all know Krista over at Red River, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like 2 years ago, a tornado hit her vineyard,
yes.
and everybody in the community came over and helped her pull it all back up so she can get harvest. You don't find that in any other industry at all. Taco Bell doesn't go over and help McDonald's when the McDonald's burns down.
They don't.
They go there and laugh and help actually put more fuel on it.
A little tornado hit here, and there was a lot of our community came over, and because it's just really him and I trying to do all of this by ourselves, and we have so many friends and family that come over and help when we really need it, and that's kind of how the wine industry is too. Because if Landon can't get in touch with us, or we can't get in touch with them, then we just go through our text message stream and see who's next, who's available, and no one hesitates to ever answer our questions. And we're still new, we're still learning, and we may be new when it's 20 years from now, but it's a learning process every day.
Always going to learn. Are y'all familiar with Grayson over at RK?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brilliant chemist. Like, I sat down one day and I was talking with him, and he was talking to me about chemistry and all of that. And when it comes to wine stuff, I try to stay very much attentive.
Yes.
And there was a little bit, I kind of glassed over a little bit because he was like way over my head. And I'm like, I have no clue what you're talking about. But he knew. Mm-hmm. And so I knew that if I ever had a question about chemistry, that's the man I went to.
Okay.
Right. Because he knew his stuff.
Yeah.
And he's got some really good stuff out there. So
yeah. In the podcast that I'd listened to, you guys were talking about science of it and the chemistry of it and this and this and this. We were actually together listening to it in the car, and I'm driving, and I looked at her and I go, I absolutely hate everything we're talking about. I don't like math. I don't like chemistry. I don't like science. But you're kind of forced. You're forced into
it. Yeah,
you got to do it, and you got to do it right. And there's no enjoyment out of that part of it for me.
And it's funny because you got to do conversions. Because you got to go, okay, well, I got 5 pounds of sugar. How many grams of that do I put into this over here? And then
can we just get it all into either grams or milliliter? I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, let me convert this to this.
And you sit there in your head and you got all these numbers. And actually, the best scene in any movie that comes across is The Hangover, where they're going to do the gambling and stuff.
Yes.
And you see all the numbers just flashing. That's how it looks like for me when I try to do the conversions.
And I'll be out there.
And there's times I go out there.
I'll be in the middle of that. And if there's any interruption to me, it's just like 2 trains running into each other.
For me, it's like somebody takes a lever in the toilet, flushes it, and it's just gone.
If you could see his face, like when I walk in there, I'm like, are you in the middle of something? What now? Can it wait? He's got to start all over.
I've got my notepad, my phone, my laptop. I've got the Google up and ChatGPT, and I'm doing all these things. I'm making my notes, and then the slightest interruption, and I'm like, oh no.
So here's what I've actually learned from myself. When I'm having to do a lot of those conversions, you know what I've done? Whiteboard.
Oh.
And write it up there.
Yeah.
And and have the math also sitting right next to it, so that way you know what you're having to do.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do is you reach over there, like, okay, I go over and plug this in here. Boom, there it is. I mean, that's what I had to start doing.
Yeah.
Now that whiteboard's no longer up no more, and I've moved since then.
You can see it all over his face though when I come walking in, and he's like, "Oh."
I'll take days off of work, my other job, and I'm like on a Tuesday that we're closed, and I'm like, I'm taking off my other job. I'm coming up here at like 8:30 in the morning. I'm locking the door. I park my car across, like over in that parking lot where nobody knows I'm here.
We have to.
And I just get out there and work because I need hours on end of concentration. So you understand.
Oh yeah. And that's why when I get ready to do my testing and stuff, and I know I'm gonna have to add stuff, cell phone goes off.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have it on vibrate. It goes on no sound. My Great Pyrenees goes outside. I take the cats and I lock them in another room, and I got to have my moment.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do this,
It comes natural to some people. It does not come natural to me.
Yeah.
I like to cook. I'm not a baker. I like to cook. So a baker, measures and weighs.
Well, but that's still in cups and stuff. You can figure that out. It's easy.
But I like to cook. So it's a dash of this, dash of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. You can't do that.
You can't dash
and
it.
So none of it comes natural to me or her.
No.
And so it takes a lot of concentration for me.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way.
Oh, it's maddening.
I mean, even think about sitting here doing ciders, and my brain is like, okay, where do we need to start on this whole thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Research. Lots of it.
So, you got into winemaking now. You've kind of got it somewhat figured out. You've got some really great wines already. I mean, from what I've already tasted, you've got some really good stuff. So you have Texas stuff. You get grapes from California also?
Just different, whatever we can get. We source bulk wine. Like I mentioned, Texas Vine. I get bulk from them. Jason helps me sometimes get some bulk, from different places. just different suppliers.
It really just depends on the quantity and how much we can get, because we do everything small batch.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're wanting X amount of dollars or X amount of weight, we just can't afford it. So it's whatever we can find it, basically.
That's fair. You can do what you can do with what you got.
We would love to, because of our location is kind of tough. I'd love to get in, if anyone listening, I would love to get in with a vineyard and actually get some grapes in and, and crush and do a batch. Since we've opened, I've done it at home and very, very small, but, to produce 50 or even 100 gallons of wine, you got to have quite a bit of grapes. Mm-hmm. That's, I'd like to get to that.
But it just so happens I have a number of guys that is looking for somebody to start offloading grapes.
Okay.
Give me a call.
Yeah. Well, when we get done here, remind me, and I'll give you his number. I got his number on my phone.
Okay.
I've been trying to help him get rid of grapes this year because the people that they had to cancel their contract due to personal stuff.
Right.
And which happens.
It does.
And these grapes are set on the bond this year. I felt bad for him because everybody I talked to was at capacity. They couldn't take it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I got a number for a guy. I'll get you in contact with him.
Be awesome.
Yeah. And then we'll go from there. So
yeah, we definitely want to move as we move forward. We want to keep adding value, and that adds value.
Yeah. And I'm here to help connect people with other people because I know people that know people that know people.
Right.
Worse than the mafia sometimes. So you got your winemaking. What's your favorite fruit to work with?
That's you.
Oh, I mean, I'm such a bad. Everybody comes in here and asks me what's my favorite wine. What's your favorite? What's your favorite? And my common answer is the one that pours out of the bottle. I like it all. I really don't have a favorite, honestly. I kind of like working with all of it because it's all different. It all reacts different. You have to treat it a little differently, age it differently. It all responds differently. So I kind of enjoy all of it.
Okay. Awesome. Well, my comment to that when somebody asks, because this was a test for you. My comment when somebody says that, I ask them what's their favorite kid.
What? You ask them what?
What their favorite kid is.
Their
kid. Because all your wine is like your kids.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like picking your favorite kid out of it,
He does have a favorite kid, but...
Uh-oh.
I do not. I love both of my children.
Uh-oh. Make sure to edit that. Okay, so we got now the wine aspect going. We got him making wine. So how did you come across this beauty of a place?
Okay, so my brother owned this property before I did for about 10, 12 years, somewhere around there. They did weddings. She had a baby. My sister-in-law had a baby, Elijah. He was growing up. He wanted to play sports. And you can't have a wedding venue and do weekend sports. Mm-hmm. So they were silently trying to sell the place. And then COVID hit. You can't be around a lot of people. You can't have big groups of people. And so their business was going down.
Mm-hmm.
And
not to mention, you can't have a wedding venue, but they were both working full-time jobs.
Right.
And doing this.
Right.
On nights and weekends.
Okay.
Their plate was full.
Yep.
And so it all kind of corresponded at the same time.
Right. So we just kind of we were looking around because we currently live out in the country in Whitewright, which is about 15, 18 minutes here. So we were looking around at different small towns. We wanted to stay small. And I was like, well, what if we go to Tony and ask Tony if he would want to sell?
We barely got it out of our mouth.
We texted them and said, hey, can you meet us at Heritage Gardens? Because it was called Heritage Gardens before us. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah. Came over and we're like, hey, we kind of want to do this. The word this came out and they're like, yes.
Yeah. We kind of have an idea. We want to do this.
Yes.
Would you guys be willing to sit? And Miranda, yes. She's around
yes.
So that was kind of how the deal was struck.
We asked them, what's your price and what can we do to make it easy for you guys and what can you do to make it easy for us? And they both came to an agreement. They just wanted to pay off the debt and then pay off their student loans that they had still lingering. And we came to an agreement and we went to the bank.
It was a good deal for everybody.
Nice.
We went to the bank. I cashed out my 401k and my 457. So that retirement's gone, but I see it as an investment. One day I'll get to retire and maybe somebody else will take over it from there. But
we bought it. We sunk everything we have into it and remodeled the house that is the tasting room. It wasn't really used that much.
Mm-mm.
It was
This was the room that we're sitting in was the bridal suite.
Yeah, this was
so
the bridal
they would
suite.
go in through that way. We've remodeled since, but you go through the back door to get into the suite. But the rest of the house they didn't utilize at all. Okay. So when we had this grand idea to reopen, I'm full force. I'm one track mind. Let's get it done. So we closed in June. We closed on the property in June. I went from a desk job to a construction, what do you call those people that take care of all the construction people? Superintendent. I was a superintendent.
Okay, so you still work for the state.
So I turned in my resignation with the state in August, and then I had to work through August 31st to be able to get paid out the rest of your paid time off. So I did that, and then August 31st was going to be my last check with the state. They do pay you your paid time off, your accrued sick leave, and all those. So that would carry me through December. Mm-hmm. So my goal in my head was we've got to get open in December because after December I wasn't going to get paid anymore. So we came day and night. Chuck did the floors. My ex-husband did the remodeling. He's the father of my kids. We just kind of full force made it happen. And I'm like, okay, we got to get this done. We got to get this. It was nonstop for 6 months.
It was a whirlwind of work.
It was pushed. It was very push.
That's how we ended up with the place.
Nice.
Remodeled the tasting room, completely changed the back building. Really, the deck and the yard is pretty much exactly how it is. Just a little fix.
We added a little bit to the decks.
That's how we ended up with it.
So the wooden floors in here, is this the original wood?
No. It's just hardwood floors under, but this is reclaimed tractor trailer wood. Okay. I was told it came out of Walmart trailers. There's a.
Sorry.
What?
No.
What did you say?
He's gonna exile that.
And I have to give credit. Jason Gray with Texoma Wine Barrels and Reclaimed Lumber. He's over in Sherman. We bought all the floor from him. There's a lot of other wood. He called one day and said, "Hey, I bought a barn." I'm like, "What do you mean you bought a barn?"
Okay.
He goes, "A guy tore a barn down and brought me all the wood." And I was like, he said, "Do you want it?" And I said, "I do want it." It took 4 trips and 4 trailer loads back and forth to Sherman, and I brought all the wood from there to here and laid it out and separated it, and we used it to remodel the bathrooms. And
nice.
A lot of reclaimed stuff has gone into it.
There was
not as cheap as just buying new wood now, but
we went back and forth a lot on how much we were spending to remodel and his idea. And I'm a visual person. I have to visually see it to understand how it's going to look. And he came in and he's like, "I think I'm going to do the floors this way." And I'm like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "Yes, I think we're going to do it this way."
I like that.
This house is not square. It's all off. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he came in and he made it happen, and it looks great.
It looks really great. I really enjoy it. I mean, the minute I walked in here, that was the first thing that caught my eye. Cause I kind of like wood flooring.
Yeah.
There's something about a wood floor that just makes me excited.
Yeah. And
I walked in here and I saw the floor. I was like, man, I love this floor. So you did a good job on it.
Thank you. Yeah, she painstakingly belt sanded it.
I belt sanded, stained it.
I installed it.
I put the finishing on it.
Stained it. It came out really nice.
And it's very friendly. Mm-hmm. So if people spill wine or if they wear heels that have spikes, it's forgiving. You can't tell. It gives it more character.
It gives more patina.
Yes.
Patina. I like that word, huh? But your tasting room.
There was no real plan on how it was going to come out. Mm-hmm. It was just, let's just work on it. And then
in that bathroom.
We did. And then we started on that bathroom and then worked our way around. And my vision was I need to create little intimate spaces for people to come together, have little group settings. I have a lot of girlfriends in mind that hey, let's go have a girls' night out and let's hang out on the couch and let's be comfortable. And instead of being at the bar top, let's have an intimate area. So that's kind of where the each space kind of developed, you know.
Nice. This is the velvet room. That's the lounge room.
Okay.
A friend of mine that I've known forever. His real name is Greg, but we've called him Velvet since I've known him. Mm-hmm. He helped us kind of form the company and everything. So we call this is the velvet room in his honor.
And is that a baby grand that I see in there, or is I not just seeing something? No, those are chairs. Okay, I was sitting there looking at it. I was like, oh, it's the way everything is laid out. It looks like a baby grand from right here.
We have a piano.
The piano?
We have
one. We'll have to show you before you leave.
Okay.
So that's an extension. We call it the wine room, where it's a banquet room, basically. We added that later because it was storage that was not generating any income.
We'll get the Grand MacGyver tour after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, in have the name called Neighbors Place and have this tasting that you have, this is very inviting. Mm-hmm. It's a place where, you come and have meetings. Mm-hmm. And I won't say meetings like, being an IT guy, you got to have somewhere to meet, instead of going to a restaurant or a bar, you can come here and sit down and have that conversation. I can see that happening here. I can see, your next door neighbor coming over here and having a chat with you about your dog jumping the fence and bothering his dog, It happens.
We have people that meet here for interviews, or they come and work on their laptop, or, just kind of almost like a coffee shop, but we're serving wine. Right. That they're enjoying during the day.
I definitely can see that. This is a really, really beautiful place you have here.
Thank you.
And it's so awesome to sit there and you have this plan. And you're like, I don't know how I'm going to accomplish this, but we're going to do it.
Right.
And you just jump in head first. And sometimes when you jump in head first, you might find a rock and you might slide to the side of it a little bit, but you eventually come back to the top.
Right.
Yep. And that's what you did. You did a good job with that. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And see, she did talk quite a bit. You notice that?
Yeah.
Well, when I'm comfortable around you.
We got to tell the audience, you got the whole I'm shy kind of speech before we started.
Yeah.
It's the Tempranillo. I'm going to blame it on the Tempranillo.
Blame it on the alcohol. Uh-huh. So what is y'all's plans? What is the future that Neighbors has got going on here? Because, you've got a really great place here. And I know during the summertime, this place has to be busy with people coming in here and kids are out of school and you got you got an open area where I bet the kids go over and play over there,
Remember, if you say too much, people steal our ideas.
Oh, they do steal our ideas.
But it's okay. Go ahead.
I was waiting on you.
Oh, well, so I'll just spill the beans. So, futures, continue to grow the wine selection, continue to actually grow the Texas wine selection. Bonham is a unique environment and location. We're a little bit of a desert here. We've got Paris, McKinney, Sherman that has a lot more to offer. So when we opened this place, people were like, you're doing what? You're doing what here? So I think they've come and they've seen and they've learned like, okay, a winery does work here. So we would like to get a brewery license and, add some beer. Not become anything like what, when you hear the word brewery, not become, not a landmark, but because of our location, it would be a really nice ad for our clientele.
The main focus is still going to be wine. We're just going to add a little add to it.
We'd like to add that to it because, things have changed and a lot of wineries are adding that or, so we're working on that. And food, we want to continue to increase our food options because our food options, we have things that you really can't get anywhere else around here. It's not a burger and fry or a chicken fried steak or any of that stuff, which I love and eat regularly. But the things you get here pair better with, I think, with wine. Just kind of keep growing our wine club and keep building it. That's really. We keep growing our staff, and our staff has been great, which allows us to focus on other things because the first 4 years has been a whirlwind. The 16th will be
4 years.
4 years open this month. It's been a whirlwind, but we're finally at a place where we can actually really focus on, okay, this works, this doesn't work. Let's add more of this. Let's get rid of that.
Right.
When we first opened, we had a long list of wines that we were offering, a lot of sweets, and over time we've come to realization and we don't need as many, and let's offset it with more of this or more of that, and that's kind of where we're at. We're looking at our wine list to see what else we can add, and we've got 2 that are going to probably come out in January. They'll be ready in January.
We're working with Texas Vine and bringing the Marsan on and a Fumé Blanc.
Fumé Blanc. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, they're both really good.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to make my way out here now for that one.
Yes.
Working on those. Hoping to get those,
Hopefully January.
to 24.
Yeah.
So they're still in the tank working, but
Okay.
they're good.
Okay.
So, keep expanding the Texas, list and, hopefully to make things easier on ourselves, but, anybody that's ever ran their own business know that doesn't
Yeah, it's never.
exist.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It
we're
doesn't
also limited on space here. I think if our back building was not pier and beam and he didn't have to work full time, we would do more on site, but it's not reasonable for us right now.
Wow.
So as we grow, that may become more reasonable, but right now it's easier if we go to places and say, hey, this is what I want to work on. Can you guys help us? And we tell them what we want. We go out there and we taste it. And then we tell them, okay, change it here, change it there. So,
Right.
And the first 4 years have been such a whirlwind. We're members of the North Texas Wine Association, but we really haven't we've been to one meeting.
we haven't had time.
I'm ashamed to say, but we just don't have time or the energy.
Well,
We really want to get more involved in that because the promotion, like Gainesville, is tremendous.
Yeah.
Those things, a lot of those things are so good for us. We want to get more involved. We just need a little more.
Well, and he's working full time, and then they meet on Wednesdays. We're open on Wednesdays, and Wednesdays typically are our most local driven people that are our customers that come in that are locally, and they want to see us.
Right.
They want to talk to us.
Yep.
So we try to be here for them, and then Thursdays is a hit or miss. Sometimes they're here and sometimes they're not. And then Fridays we have a group that comes in, so it's really necessary that we be here. And then Saturday we get a lot of the outcomers, like from out of town.
Right.
So
She wants me to open a barbecue joint too.
I do. I do.
Start smoking more brisket, which
Brisket and Tempranillo, can you
I mean,
imagine?
you can't go wrong with that.
I know.
Brisket and Tempranillo is like apple pie.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know?
we'll see what
Alamo.
happens. We got a lot of, like everybody.
But you got to start.
Got a lot of plans.
You got to start small.
Right.
It works the way up.
We
So we do brisket night, or we do barbecue nights, and we call it barbecutery. So we do our. So that's mine.
love that.
Don't steal it.
Oh,
That is
you
mine.
said it.
I
Hold on.
know.
Here's how we
I'm gonna go get a patent on it
here's how
or
we fix
trademark
that.
it.
The Neighbors Place Patent 2025.
Yes,
There you go. It's
yes.
solved. Anytime I come up with an idea, I say that immediately.
Yes. So it's barbecue, and then we add what we put on our regular charcuterie boards. We put cheeses on there, and then they come and they pair it with their Pinot Noir or the Cab or the Tempranillo, and it's perfect.
Can we throw some tortillas into that too?
I'm gonna. Hey, we're actually having taco night, tacos and waffles on Thursday. So
People can't hear what I'm doing, but that's me slapping my head. They can't see.
here in Bonham, there's not a dinner barbecue place.
Mm-hmm.
You have to travel, to Allen or McKinney or whatever. You can do lunch, but they're food trucks. So you go and you pick up, and they're great.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with them at all. They're really tasty, but you cannot do it at dinner time. So I was telling him, let's do these special pop-ups on barbecue. So he loses sleep for about 48 hours, and then we make it happen on Friday nights.
I love a good barbecue. And I know we're going to get off topic of wine, but we're going to talk about barbecue.
Let's go barbecue. I'm ready.
So, there's a lot of traditionalists out there that says you do a stick burner and make your barbecue. But you know what? When you're limited on time and you need something done quickly, and I won't say quickly, but you can still do it at the same time, a pellet smoker is just as good. In fact, I gave up stick smoking because there's one time I spent $40 on a brisket, and I was stuck on a meeting, and I couldn't get it back out there and put wood on the fire, and I lost my brisket.
Yeah.
And at that point right there, I decided to go ahead and go to a pellet smoker, and now I turned out some really good food. I got it on my phone. I watch my temperature. I got my probe in there. I get to watch everything that's going on, and I keep it full of pellets, and we're good.
Yes.
That's how I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
You still lose a little sleep, but it's nothing like a stick burner.
Oh yeah.
But I'm looking at stick burners.
Yeah. If you're going to do large scale, you're going to have a stack of wood, and you're going to keep that stoked.
But I agree with you 100%.
But you can't smoke during the daytime. You got to smoke at night so that we can keep the temperature more controlled.
Right.
Because if you do it during the daytime when it's hot in the summertime, you can't control your temperature as much. Yeah.
It's a process.
Again,
Weber Searwood, if you want to sponsor me, I really like your products.
Traeger,
it's a process.
Pit boss, green egg, Yoder.
All the above.
Any of them.
Or we can go into partnership or corporation or whatever you need us to do.
But
I just think the barbecue, the flavors that it offers, it just enhances your profile for the wine. And I feel like that's just another niche in the industry that a great combination. So I think
so wine, beer, barbecue, and other really good food, and live music in there.
Oh yeah, we do live music.
And the decks and the dog park. We have a dog park.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
enclosed dog park.
You can bring your dog inside on a leash. You can bring your dog outside in the dog park off leash. So if they need a potty or whatever, you can do that. But yeah,
we're trying to offer
friendly.
something for everybody, honestly.
Yeah, because there are guys who don't drink wine. You offer beer for them.
Yeah.
So now they have something they can come and drink with the wife, or the girlfriend, or the mistress.
That never happens here.
In a small town, it's kind of where everybody knows everybody. It's kind of like Cheers,
Right. It is. Hi, friends. Come on in.
Man.
Yeah.
So we're looking at doing that. What else y'all looking for? What's the future? You don't know yet?
That's the goal for 2026, and then that's all we're going to focus on.
Don't give her any more ideas.
We're going to probably
a factory.
Oh. Yes, we're probably going to start shipping. So I've been looking into shipping, and I think we've gotten our product up stable enough to where our inventory is good that I can start doing shipping. So that's going to be 2026 too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, I think we've got to stop there. If not, he'll yell at me.
You're starting somewhere, and you've made something great. And
like any business owner, if you don't have ideas, you're not gonna make it. She's full of ideas, and
I have a lot.
It's in the beginning, I was very cautious. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'd be like, oh, it's great, it's great, it's great. Now it's more like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Or let's think about it this way. But she's got a lot of ideas. She's a driver of the business. She controls everything. The social media, the advertising. I do get a little influence on the labels.
A little.
A little.
Okay, what's great, our audience couldn't see that. She goes little and smiled and shook her head. No.
I've had some really good ideas. You're wearing one.
I'm wearing one. This is we do an annual Christmas sweater every year, and this is the latest one. So we revamped our cranberry label because when we started, we just did generic labels on all of them, and then as time goes on, and we run out of labels, we create new labels. So this one is actually his idea. So it was a Norman
Rockwell-esque.
Right. So I called my Southern Lane, which is a photographer here in town. We called her up, and I'm like, hey, I have this idea. Can you help us make it happen? So we went to her studio, and she had this rickety ladder, and he's 6'2".
6'2", 240.
I'm 5 foot, so he's climbing up on this ladder, and you can see it's an old ladder.
Right.
He's climbing up on it, and the ladder's kind of like wiggling, and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna fall. It's gonna break on us. But we made it happen. So I'm holding him from behind, drinking my wine, okay.
It looks like you're about to pull him down is what it looks like you're fixing to do.
I'm really holding him up.
Well, in the original photo, if you ever look it up, it's a little fat man and he's up on the top almost the top rim, and he's leaned over, and she actually has both hands on his belt loop, and she's holding him, trying to keep him from falling over. And,
that's great.
So that's kind of our version of it. That was for our cranberry blitz. We just do that from October to when we round.
So we call it cranberry blitz because it goes down too quick, and you'll get blitz really quick.
That is a great name.
Cranberry blitz on the sweater, on the label, and then what you're drinking is rosé de comadres, and it means your friends, your best friends. Mm-hmm. So that's a bottle you're supposed to share with your good friends. So it's my friend Hillary. She took the wine class at Grayson, and she was telling me, hey, if you ever need any tasting, or I can do that for you. So we've just kind of become best friends in the work aspect of it. And she gives me great ideas. And I was like, you know what? You've been a really a great influence to me. So let's go do a girlfriend's shoot. And we did not put her on the label.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome.
We're slowly trying to make every label
more personable.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of three of our dogs, past dogs on labels. We've got some hometown labels for Bonham. We did this just for fun. We did the rosé for fun. So we're the Fumé Blanc I'm really proud of. It's a picture I took in Utah. It's going to be on there. It's really pretty.
Nice.
So yeah, it's fun to customize the labels because people love a story.
Yes, people love a story. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce y'all to somebody.
Okay.
Not right now, but I'm going to tell you who it is. So I grew up in Breckenridge, Texas.
Okay.
There's a winery out there called CC Farms. Okay. They're doing exactly what y'all are doing now. Okay. But they haven't been open for a full year yet. And they have far exceeded expectations. Because Breckenridge is a very, how can we say it would be nice? They don't accept a lot of people.
Okay.
Okay. And they've accepted this winery. There's no winery in Breckenridge. And now there is one there. And it's very popular. And they've actually turned a little they said, oh, we're not going to do a bistro. We're not going to do a bistro. Now they've turned into a little bistro now. And now the next thing you know, now they're actually bringing up some good food and good cooking and all that. So don't be afraid to try something new.
Right.
And look them up. In fact, find them on Facebook. And almost every week, DR and Andy are posting some sort of new food they're making.
Okay.
And in fact, actually, I'm going to give this a little plug for them. They do these buttermilk rolls that his grandmother makes.
Okay. To die for.
I mean, if it has some fresh tortillas. See, it could be your signature.
The tortillas and then you have the brisket, you can make a brisket taco.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, and you got a smoker, so make some smoked salsa off of that, and you put it on your and you have fresh.
He's shaking his head.
Look
now.
at there. We just made a menu right there. We're doing this. Okay. We're doing this.
Let me know how y'all's tortilla business goes.
It's going to be taken in your winery, so it's going to be all right.
That'll be
I
great.
get some time off.
It'll be
That's
great.
okay.
Oh my goodness. So, where can our listeners find y'all at?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Our website is mpwinery.com. Google is our best friend right now.
I've been shocked at how many people say we Googled you.
Yeah.
People, I had no idea so many traveling people were Googling wineries near me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
How many passerbys we get going, up and down 82 to wherever and from wherever.
And there's a lot of people that come and stay at the Bonham State Park because they like to camp and they'll Google wineries or what to do, and then it pulls us up.
If you really want to know what's going on, Facebook or Instagram, I think, or get to our website and look at the event page because she keeps it updated constantly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And, people can sign up for like an email, right?
Yeah.
The thing you
join our mailing list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she sends out once a month. She tries not to overload people.
I don't want to overload them. I'm once a month. It's the last Monday of the month. I send out a newsletter for the upcoming month. That's really, unless you're a wine club member, then you might get a little bit more updates. But other than that, it's once a month.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So we're coming to close this to the end of the show here. Is there anything else you want to talk about that we didn't talk about? I mean, we were all over the place. We were worse than two squirrels in a...
I know. We did cover a lot, didn't we?
I'm exhausted. I'm good.
I know. I saw you yawn twice.
No, we just want to thank you for inviting us on your show, and hopefully this will get more visitors out of it, to come see us in Bonham, Texas. So it's a small country town. So
it is.
We appreciate it, and would love to see more people come in, and we support the industry and definitely the Texas wine industry, and we're continuing to grow and learn, and just want to keep it going.
Yeah.
If there's anything we could ever contribute or help anybody with, by all means,
we're
an open book, so let us know.
We are looking for a little bit more equipment, some fruit. So if there's anybody out there,
for sale, let me know.
Yeah, if there's anybody out there, particularly a corker.
Oh.
Actually,
I would love to have a
corker.
I'd love to have a corker.
You want an actual manual one, or you want all that?
No, I want to run my manual one over in the street. I'm tired of it. I hate that thing. That thing in me for 4 years. That's literally that people don't understand is
that's the hardest part.
Yes.
Tens of thousands of times I've done that thing, and I love you. You mentioned earlier something you disliked the most.
Mm-hmm.
There's two things I dislike. One is corking.
Yes.
And two is coming up with the romance, the description.
Right.
I mean, it just taxes my brain.
Well, ChatGPT is really good.
I know, but I try to make it, original and
personable.
But that corker, I love everything about the winemaking. But when she's like, when are you going to bottle? I'm like, I don't know. It's ready, but I don't know. I don't know.
Wine club's coming up, so we need the bottles.
I don't want to. I'm just, so it's
after that,
looking for a corker. If anybody wants to sell a corker,
it's funny you say that because I remember my first time I corked my Tempranillo, I did 2.5 cases, and by the time I got to the end of that second case, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I was the same way. I was like, this thing's cool. And about 13 or 14 bottles in, okay, this is kind of...
It's not cool anymore.
It's not.
It's not cool anymore.
Yeah, it's not cool anymore.
So, anyway.
Well, I'm going to hit my sponsors real quick.
Yes.
So, my main sponsor is the Texas Wine Lover app.
Okay.
Y'all familiar with
Yes.
Yes.
Love those. I love that. I like to tell people to get on the app, get on their website.
Yes.
And you can actually find all the wineries in the area that you're looking for. And I use it to maximize my wine drinking experience.
Yes.
Because you're like, okay, I can go to this winery, I can go to this winery, and it's only 10 minutes from each other. I can drink as much as I want now. And so I tell people to go do that. And I tell them also use it to filter out what you're looking for. If you're looking for food, if you're looking for kid friendly, you're looking for pet friendly, handicap accessible, all kinds of different stuff. And it's just a really great app. And I've had a lot of people from in and out of Texas find it and say, wow, we didn't realize there was this many wineries in Texas. So Jeff has done a great job on that app.
He really has. He included us. When we first opened, he had a lady come out and do an interview with us, and I was really out of my element then. But
Was her name Lorinda?
I don't remember her name. She was a brown-headed lady, kind of slender and tall.
She lived in West Texas? Mm-hmm. Lorinda.
Yeah, she came in, and we talked, and she made me feel really comfortable like you have, and she was telling me about this, and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize it existed. And then now I have several customers that come in. Oh, we found you on the Texas Wine Lover app. So it works.
Yeah. So see right there, there's a great testimony right there.
Yeah.
You heard it. And then my second sponsor is a winery a wine bar actually in Mansfield, Texas called We Know Texas. Now he brings in a lot of the hill country wines because you and I all know that Texas is a large state. And if you want to go anywhere to drink wine, if you're not in North Texas and you want to go to hill country or even East Texas, you're looking at a minimum of a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
And so what Eric does is he brings in wine from the hill country for people that don't want to drive down that far. You can drive 30, 40 minutes to Mansfield and get hill country wines from down there.
Great idea.
And he curates some of the best stuff, and he's actually starting to introduce a lot of North Texas in there.
Okay.
But he's got a very small tasting room, so he can only hold so many bottles of wine.
Yeah.
So he's I hear his vision of his new place, so that way he can have a whole big slew of North Texas and East Texas and the hill country, different types of wines in there. So We Know Texas down in Mansfield, Texas is a great little place. So now, with all that being done, come to the best part of the show. Oh, wait. We are the best part of the show, but I mean, come to the best in part of the show. And it's wine quotes. I do wine quotes on every show.
Okay.
And, I did a lot of famous wine quotes online and started running out of wine quotes. I mean, some of them were just too much. And some of them were like, yeah, I don't want to think too much. And so I started doing ChatGPT. And I had to specifically spit out Texas wine quotes that it made. And it has made some really great ones. And then made some ones that are like, yeah, we'll never see this daylight on this one.
Oh, no.
But I did pull some good ones this time for y'all.
Okay.
So the first one is Texas terroir is as diverse as the people who farm it.
Okay.
Really good because Texas terroir is completely different. And everybody that messes with a farmer here in Texas is different.
That's true.
So, yeah. And then the last one, this is really good because this actually goes along with what we just did here. Come for the wine, stay for the story.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That was perfect.
Great. So, well, this is Will,
This is Pamela.
Chuck.
and this is We Know Texas Vino. Cheers.
Cheers.